Has anyone ever volunteered before?
I have at the church.
What did you do there?
We helped people with food.
How did you feel afterwards?
I felt really good about myself.
Awesome. Okay, so today we're going to learn about making inferences, and we're going to read the story, The Last Stop on Market Street. But before we do that, we're going to make predictions about what we think will happen. And each of you is going to make a prediction about what the story will be about based on the cover and based on the title. And then you're going to write it on a Post-it note, and then you're going to put it up here on the board. Awesome. Okay, so now we're going to start reading. The Last Stop on Market Street. CJ pushed through the church doors, skipped down the steps. The outside air smelled like freedom, but it also smelled like rain, which freckled CJ's shirt and dripped down his nose. He ducked under his Nana's umbrella, saying, "How come we gotta wait for the bus in all this wet?" "Trees get thirsty too," his Nana told him. "Don't you see that big one drinking through a straw?" CJ looked for a long time, but he never saw a straw. From the bus stop, he watched water pool on flower petals, watched rain patter against the windshield of a nearby car. His friend Colby climbed in, gave CJ a wave, and drove away with his dad. "Nana, how come we don't got a car?" "Boy, what do we need a car for? We got a bus that breathes fire, and old Mr. Dennis, who always has a trick for you." The bus creaked to a stop in front of them. It sighed and sagged, and the doors swung open. Okay, so what questions do you have at this point of the story? Make your prediction, and then, write a question, and then put it up on the board under during reading. Okay? "What's that I see?" Mr. Dennis asked. He pulled a coin from behind CJ's ear and placed it on his palm. Nana laughed her deep laugh and pushed CJ along. They sat right up front. The man across the way was tuning a guitar. An old woman with curlers had butterflies in a jar. Nana gave everyone a great big smile and a good afternoon. She made sure CJ did the same. A man climbed aboard with a spotted dog. CJ gave up his seat. "How come that man can't see?" "Boy, what do you know about seeing?" Nana told him. "Some people watch the world with their ears." "That's a fact, their noses too," the man said, sniffing at the air. "That's a mighty fine perfume you're wearing today, ma'am." Nana squeezed his hand and laughed her deep laugh. Two older boys got on next. CJ watched as they moved on by and stood in back. "Sure wish I had one of those," he said. Nana set down her knitting. "What for? You got the real live thing sitting across from you. Why don't you ask the man if he'll play us a song?" But CJ didn't have to. The guitar player was already plucking strings and beginning to sing. "To feel the magic of music," the blind man whispered, "I like to close my eyes." Nana closed hers too. So did CJ and the spotted dog. And in the darkness, the rhythm lifted CJ out of the bus, out of the busy city. He saw sunset colors swirling over crashing waves, saw a family of hawks slicing through the sky, saw the old woman's butterflies dancing in the light of the moon. CJ's chest grew full, and he was lost in the sound, and the sound gave him the feeling of magic. The song ended, and CJ opened his eyes. Everyone on the bus clapped, even the boys in the back. Nana glanced at the coin in CJ's palm. CJ dropped it into the man's hat. "Last stop on Market Street," Mr. Dennis called. So we're going to stop again. Do you guys have any more questions at this point in the story? If you do, write one down and put it on a Post-it note and put it on the board. CJ looked around as he stepped off the bus. Crumbling sidewalks and broken down doors, graffiti-tagged windows and boarded-up stores. He reached for Nana's hand. "How come it's always so dirty over here?" She smiled and pointed to the sky. "Sometimes when you're surrounded by dirt, CJ, you're a better witness for what's beautiful." CJ saw the perfect rainbow arcing over their soup kitchen. He wondered how his Nana always found beautiful where he never even thought to look. He looked all around them again, at the bus rounding the corner out of sight, and the broken street lamps still lit up bright, and the stray cat shadows moving across the wall. When he spotted their familiar faces in the window, he said, "I'm glad we came." He thought his Nana might laugh her deep laugh, but she didn't. She patted him on the head and told him, "Me too, CJ. Now come on." Okay. Now that we're finished, what questions do you guys still have after reading? Go ahead and put those on the post note and put them on the board so we can talk about them. Okay, so first we're going to discuss the predictions that you guys made before we started reading. So the first one says, this story will be about a grandma and her grandchild. Was this prediction correct?
Yes.
Okay. And the other prediction was this story will be about people on a bus. Was that prediction correct as well?
Yes.
The questions you guys had during reading, one of them says, why are they getting on the bus? Why did CJ and his grandma get on the bus?
They were going to the soup kitchen.
Good job. So that question was answered. And the other question you guys had was, what are they going to do next? Which was after they got off the bus, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what did they do after they got off the bus?
They went to the soup kitchen to help people.
All right. And the last question you guys had after we were done reading was, will CJ go back to the soup kitchen again? Was that question answered in the story?
No.
But what do you guys think? Do you think he'll go back?
I think so.
Okay.